Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, in my hand was a pair of Google Glass, and when I put it on, I can see all the slides right in front of me and analyze each of the judges in front of me and what they're thinking and get to know them a little bit better. But the reality is that technology is not so great and that it cannot predict the future. But we, people, can. And that's why we're here today to help you understand people in the game and align their incentives in this game. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is an excellent business opportunity, but we see this as being very meaningful because of the fact that it aligns with Green Fright Asia's objective of reducing carbon emission. Yet we see that there are two problems. There's a chicken and egg problem today, and we offer two ways to solve it. One, incentivizing stakeholders in the system, and two, offering an IT management, data management system to solve the problem. Allow me to pass the time to Risa to talk more about the recommendation.
Green Fright Asia is the visionary, is the shaper of the future. But between the grand vision and the current positioning, there are challenges. These challenges are here because of the highly fragmented market. There are more than 500,000 of companies in this market, and 90% of them is actually companies with a single truck. That means that Green Fright Asia has to deal with 500,000 of individuals. And these individuals, their behavior is very hard to change. They don't like upfront investment, they're not used to IT technology, and also they just want to keep the same. They're not that concerned about the environment. But no worries, we're here today. We're here to drive the transformation of the mindset of behaviors. And this is an existing model. The shipper and the carriers is actually a chicken and egg problem because with the extra incentive for the shippers and carriers, it's very hard to develop this program. But we propose a new business model because we believe that the key driving force is actually the consumers. Consumers are king. What they want is what the shippers and carriers have to do. Because of introducing these new stakeholders into the game, we believe we can break the chicken and egg problem. And they are the driving forces behind. So then we step back and ask, who are there to incentivize and educate the consumers? And that is the reason why we bring in more stakeholders. And they are the partnership between the NGO and GFA. They will be there to educate the consumers and provide them with the incentives they need. And this is a summary of the key stakeholders. And the government may be one of the important stakeholders when the programs are more developed in the future. And the key message of this slide is that we have to understand what they want from us. We need to feel their pain so that we can provide them with the right incentives so that they will be more motivated to get into the program. And this slide summarizes the incentives. We put the stakeholders into two sides, the environmental side and the business side. For the key of the environmental side is actually to help them to visualize and feel the impact they can make by taking a little step, so that the impact is not that abstract concept, but they can visualize and feel it. And then for business side, it's a totally different story because shippers and carriers, they care about the cost, they care about the profit. So we have to present to them the business opportunity. So by doing this, we can achieve the following benefits. Now, allow me to walk you through the whole ecosystem. The first part will be the partnership, the collaboration between NGO and the GFA. You may ask why? Because for NGO like the World Wide Fund, the Greenpeace, they actually have the same shared vision as us. We want to promote the green practices, but they're different. They have a very well-established communication channel. They have publications, emails to their supporters. So by doing this, if we partner with them, if we are included in the cover stories and their interviews, we can actually reach our target public. We can educate them in a very easy and we can minimize the cost. And this is a win-win solution for both of your organization. And the next part, we'll move on to the consumers. So this is actually the flow chart of the win-win solution. We'll talk about it later more in the Q&A section. So moving to the consumers, what we are providing them is actually the option of a carbon neutral shipping. So what is this? Is that when they purchase a thing, they can tick the box of, I want a carbon neutral shipping. By doing this, it actually has some implications. The first one is that for shippers, they have to find carriers which are certified at the LEED level. So by doing this, we incentivize more carriers into the game because consumers want it. But how are we going to make this like the impact visualized to the consumers? We will plant trees cooperating with NGO we mentioned just in the previous slide under the name of the consumers. They can feel that by only taking the box, by only extending delivery time, I can actually help make an impact. So by this visualization, we increase the incentives for the consumers and thus the incentives for the shippers and the carriers. And moving on next, It's also well supported by the survey results, which more than 50% of consumers are actually happy to work with companies with green solutions and green practices. And next will be the shippers. So the shippers, we have narrowed the scope to 6 countries based on the list of selection criteria. And also, we provide them with an integrated platform so that they can analyze their performance and measure the carbon emission. And they will also be recognized by the Hall of Fame in our website. And the last segment will be the carriers. So we will launch a mobile application. And this is a GPS navigation application. And it's easy and simple to use, no technological barriers. Drivers only need to input the type of vehicles, the type of fuel, the weight of the load they have, and then switch on the app. And then the application will automatically record the speed, the distance traveled, and calculate the emission. So by doing this, we can effectively collect the emission data, and then we can provide them with analytical tools to improve their performance. Vivian will now talk about infrastructure.
Data collection for carriers has not been as easy. It hasn't been as accessible and easy for carriers to do data collection. As Teresa has mentioned, there will be a GPS phone application for people with smartphone access where most of the information will be automatically updated. And with those who do not have online smartphone access, there will be an online website where they can download the printed guidance sheet and mark on the guidance sheet, and they'll submit the data and proof online later. And what do the carriers get from this platform? First is that they will be more visible to the shippers, which presents a very large business opportunity. And the more leads you have, the higher you will be on the list. The second is that they'll get to visualize their monthly fuel efficiency and cost reduction, which will show it will provide an incentive for them to further do so. And the third is there will be a monthly challenge for them to beat their own emission records. And the fourth, they will compare their emissions with their industry benchmarks. And the fifth is that they will get to visualize their payback cost savings and CO2 emission reduction with their current equipment. And for the further suggested equipments, we'll also suggest these calculations for them as well. And we also have a crowdsourcing optimal route suggestion, which means that the route suggested to them is not only by the machine. It's also some of the data is also from their peers have inputted. So as for shippers, it's equally easy. They will have a guidance worksheet and they'll have to submit their data online. And for shippers, they will also get more visibility to the customers. Because we will announce the new 4 leads joiners on our social media website, such as Facebook. And our Hall of Fame will always post the 4 leavers on our site. And the second one is we get, besides searching the carriers by the number of leaves, they can also get an instant calculation of the leaf levels and also the carbon footprint chart changes. And as for the data verification, we will, for the auditing part, we will outsource this to another NGO, SamaSource, to do the data verification. And data security will outsource to Akamai Site Defender to protect the sensitive data.
So moving on now, to talk about implementation. There will be 4 main phases over the next period of 8 months. The most notable of this being the first phase, which is the longest and takes the whole 8 months because we will be designing and implementing and testing the IT infrastructure system. And obviously with all proposals there are risks, the most important one here being that shippers might not join the Green Label program. This is not true because we'll incentivize them. We'll give them the first 6 months, basically we're going to have to pay. And in order to do that, we're going to build a critical mass, get our brand out there, and have people join to build the platform. The net profit for this proposal is positive. It echoes that and mirrors that of the membership curve because membership is the key driver for revenue in this case. We can talk more about those in the Q&A. So today, to achieve the vision for GFA, they have to incentivize stakeholders, ensure capabilities, and build a transformation. Technology is not always going to work, but people will always be there and work. Ladies and gentlemen, put on your glasses and look into the future for bright opportunities. Thank you.
As a shipper, my main point is that my cargo will not have any values until I reach my end destination. Right? So with that presentation, it seems like we as a shippers, my total cost of bringing goods from origin to destination is going to increase. If I look at the chart. So why would I have this total cost and I would have a challenge from it? That's right.
Thank you for your question. It's actually indeed by incentivizing the customers, consumers, they can extend delivery time. And the research showed that by consolidating cargo, which is the shippers can actually maximize the capacity of each cargo, they reduce 13.4% of the carbon emission. So we believe that this is actually an additional competitive edge for the shippers. And research also showed that 93% of multinationals care more about their reputation and image nowadays. So we believe this will be one of the main concerns of different in the competition.
This is Steve. So I was wondering, I haven't seen all the items in your project plan, but what importance do you give promotion, reaching out to communities, and how do you do this to promote the label and make people understand what this is about?
So this will be addressed in the collaborative partnership section. Because we know that for GFA is actually a newly established network, for the brand is not that known by everybody. But for companies of NGO, actually, like for WWF, Greenpeace, they actually have a very good reputation among the industry. So if we can partner with them and we can use their established channels to communicate the values to the supporters, which are millions of them, we can start to build our brand and a really a solution that don't require much cost because it's a collaborative partnership. So we think that this is a win-win solution for both of the parties.
So we also talked about specific tasks that you would outsource, like verification and stuff like that. What would this look like financially? I mean, how can you afford this?
So Hogan will now move to the financial side. We've actually calculated and included variables of outsourced costs in it. And Hogan, can you explain more of that?
Yeah, so very simply, most of the, like I talked about, the money that we'll get from this is from the membership. And that's really will drive all of these partnerships. And obviously, as you can see, the main cost of these partnerships will not be necessarily too high. Based on the research that we have found from multiple sites. And for example, if you do the data auditing, for example, we looked at it from multiple sources and at $12,000 US dollars. That we cover mostly by the revenue and most of the licensing fees that we get later on in 6 months. So that would allow for this to be a feasible case. And we're only talking about the bear case. And even in the worst case scenario, this is really bad with a much lower adoption rate and almost no benchmark rate and tools rate. We still see that all of this is negative. There's the potential for this to be sustainable by the end of the year as well.
So what's the growth rate that you predict in terms of members? So how many members?
According to what Stephen Jablonski in the case talked about was wanting to have 200 members. So we talked about our growth rate in the case of 56% adoption rate to reach that. So obviously you can see for worst case scenario 41% and best case 71%. Also we want to be here and we're confident that we will be there as well.
Another question. You mentioned value-added services, right? And you have a lot of that in your business. So what kind of value-added service or kind of incentives are you offering to shippers besides communications?
We believe that information today is solution tomorrow. That's why for now, because our goal is actually to, in 1 year, we have to increase the membership. But we believe that with more data and also the analytics of the pattern, we can actually provide a customized solution for them. So in the future, they just need to log onto the site and we will have recommendation ready for them. They do not have to dig into the data to find a recommendation itself. So this is what we project in the future we want to do. But for now, it will be more like an analysis of how they can maximize the routes, how they can manage different resources, how they can change the carriers or shippers so that they will have a high efficiency.
Suggested about monthly benchmark by the cyclical business challenges you see benchmark.
So for a benchmark, actually, we understand there are a lot of sensitive data in it. But for the benchmark, I actually want to act as an extra incentive for shippers to improve. It will be, the challenges will be for the first phase one, which we only target 6 countries. The data may not be that comprehensive because of the limited scope. But we believe that as the program continues to grow and develop, when we match out to different scope and different markets, the data will be accurate as a benchmarking exercise. This is actually one of the challenges we have considered. That's why for now, in this 1-year target, we can only try to have a more general case. But in the future, when we start to develop, we'll have the seasonal data for benchmarking also. But now for this phase one, we're only targeting the short-term development.
And for most of the time, even in Asia, when we talk about programmers and the fact that all is cyclical, they'll engage in different businesses in order to make a living. I mean, these people in Asia, they have to meet ends needs. So even if they're cyclical, we believe that they will engage in other businesses and continue feeding us data to try to implement the system.
Maybe one quick question. So we have different input channels. So we have the mobile phone or smartphone way, and we have the online form. How long will it take you to run up the system and get it ready to go?
Okay, do you want to talk about the implementation?
Yeah. So read the question again as I go through. Very simply, when we talk about putting all this through into the system, it's not going to take a long time. In other words, we're talking about a time lag of about a couple of days in order to get this through into the system. All of this would be real time. Our systems are not necessarily at the point where it's going to be instantaneously. This way.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, YOLO. Please take your seats.